Introduction to literature. Definition. Literature is a polysemous word. That is to say, it has more than one meaning. It can be described as any collection of writings on specific subjects. It could also be seen as the entire body of writings of a specific language, period, people, and so on, dealing with a particular subject, issue. Thus, literature in this sense is generally grouped under three main genres: prose, poetry, and drama. What then is literature? Literature is a piece of writing that is valued as work of art, specially written with excellence of form of expression, expressing ideas of universal interest, and also has artistic value. It is a recreation of life, or a kind of mirror through which life and society are seen, mirrored. Literature could also be defined as an imaginative performance that a literary artist puts into writing. Ways of life in society are partly represented through plays, novels, and poems. It entails different facets of life, which includes death, marriage, politics, religion, romance, metaphysics, adventure, love, inspiration, culture, etc. In fact, literature adds reality. It does not simply describe it, it enriches the necessary tendencies that daily life requires and provides. Importance of literature. 1. Literature helps in the development of language. 2. Literature is informative, as it not only informs the reader, but also reveals great knowledge about a particular subject matter. 3. Literature is educative. 4. Through sarcasm and criticism, moral values are given. One learns a great deal of values from reading books. 5. Literature preserves history and cultures. Sources of literature. Literature takes its source from 1. Folklores, 2. Festivals, 3. Rituals, 4. Myths, 5. Legends, and 6. Oral poetry. A. Folklores. These are traditional stories that take their roots from the culture of a particular group of people. It is usually a fictitious but elaborate story accepted by people and transmitted from one generation to another through the medium of speech. Folk dance is a kind of traditional dance from a particular area. Folk music is traditional music that has been played by ordinary people in a particular area for a long time. B. Festivals. Festivals are occasions where there are performances of many films, plays, and pieces of music. Festival is a period in a year regularly marked out for public gaiety and feasting. C. Ritual. This is a ceremony that is always performed in the same way in order to mark an important religious or social occasion. It is also a form of religious obligation performed with the sole mission of appeasing traditional gods and deities. D. Myth. This is an idea or story that many people believe, which may or may not be true. It is also an ancient story, especially those ones invented in order to explain natural or historical events. Myth is also an imaginary story of gods, heroes, heroines, and supernatural beings which the society holds in high esteem. This form of story is usually rendered orally. E. Legend. An old, well-known story often centered on adventure of brave people or magical events. A legend could mean someone who is famous and admired for being extremely good at doing something. F. Oral poetry. This is poetry rendered orally. The purpose is to praise an event, individual, or society for great deeds. Poems under this are known as praise poem or panegyric. Genres of literature. The word genre is a technical notation for the different branches, arms, types of literature, and these branches of literature include poetry, drama, and prose. It is important to note that in oral literature, before the introduction of the writing skill, these genres of literature have unconsciously existed. That is to say, works of oral literature can be classified as drama, prose, or poetry.